Imagine this. You're in church and you see the most attractive Christian woman of your life. You're the same age as her. And you think she's so attractive and you want to go up to talk to her. But for some reason, you just carry around this weird energy. You have this weird aura around you and you can't go up to her and ask her for her number because for some reason, you're looking at her in a sexual way. Even though you're a Christian who, believes in the Word of God, and even though you attend so much Bible studies and you go to church every single Sunday, for some reason every single time you look at her, you just think about her sexually instead of with love. Every single time that you want to speak to her, your heart is beating so fast because you're just thinking about sex all the time. Even though you want to approach her with love and just you want to know who she is, you can't because you watch porn. Or maybe you're married and every single time you try to make love with your wife, there's no enjoyment, there's no excitement anymore because every single time that you try to make love with your wife, you keep thinking about those models you're seeing on those naughty websites and you can't even enjoy what God has given you to enjoy, which is marriage and the ability to have sex with love instead of lust. And you can't do that anymore because you've been watching porn for the last 5 years and your marriage and your sex life is terrible. By the way, my name is Danny and I have helped over 70 Christian men quit pornography this year alone. So this whole video is going to be how porn addiction will destroy your sex life and just your relationship as a Christian. And the first reason is because, well, love is supposed to be about love. You see, when you are making love to your wife, you are supposed to love her. It's supposed to be a connection. But when you watch pornography, when you are on those really naughty websites, how can you enjoy love? Because your mind is going to be filled with lust, it's going to be filled with sin. I'm not saying that you can't enjoy your wife, you can't think she's really attractive, but if you're seeing 100 other really attractive women who are naked and then you're trying to enjoy your wife, are you really gonna, enjoy making love to your wife? Absolutely not. And there are some men who can't even, get hard anymore because basically they've been so desensitized by pornography that they can only get hard while watching pornography and not even with their wife. And I think that's so crazy to say. So pornography is really going to destroy your dating life or your relationship with your wife because basically you just keep lusting over and over again and you can't even enjoy love. Love is such an amazing thing and pornography has taken that away from you. So don't you want to stop? Number two, maybe like you try to speak to women, you're at church and you're trying to see if there's a girl that's your age or there's someone that you can speak to and potentially having, a marriage with them. But guess what? You just bring around this really weird energy. You bring around this weird aura and it's like whenever you try to speak to them, you're not in the present and you just overthink everything that you're saying. You're a little bit awkward and no, it's probably not because of your social skills. It's basically just the fact that you watch pornography and that when you talk to women, you just bring upon this weird, mental state that you're just thinking about them in sexual ways. And whenever you try to speak to them, you don't even speak to them like they're human. You overthink everything, and whenever you just try to speak to them, it's like they they know something is wrong and they just don't want to speak to you. They would much rather, talk to a guy who doesn't watch pornography because at least those guys are just speaking to them like they're human. They're laughing, they're making jokes and doing all this stuff. But I've noticed a lot of, and especially with my clients, that whenever they try to speak to women, right, at church or just any type of um, like Christian gathering, they can't because they just keep lusting after them, lusting after the women that they're seeing, and the conversations, it's just like their attitude and their personality is just really awkward and weird. Third, porn makes you to where, you're just isolated all the time. I mean, just think about how many times you watch pornography every single day and times that by 7 because that's how many days there are in a week. So how much time is going into watching pornography? And that time, all those times you're isolating yourself obviously because you're watching pornography alone. And how imagine all of that time that you're wasting watching pornography, you could be using that time for dating. You could be using that time to meeting new women who are with Christ and just want to live a holy Christian marriage. So you can't keep isolating yourself. That's why people who don't watch porn, they have better chances at dating because guess what? Of course, they're going to have better chances at dating if they're not isolating themselves all the time. They're going out to social events, they're enjoying other people's company, they're funny, they're lively, they have an extroverted personality. But when you go to some type of Christian gathering, you are just very quiet and you're just a little bit awkward and you just don't want to speak too much. And that's because of pornography. Trust me, I've spoken to so much of my clients, and it's basically the same thing over and over again. So you have to quit pornography if you want to truly improve your dating life. Okay? Trust me, like even though it's really hard to quit pornography, there are just so many, you can just return to the normal human that you were if you quit pornography. And if that's not a motivation, I really don't know what is. If you want to marry a beautiful, feminine Christian woman from your church, then you have to quit pornography. By the way, guys, I coach Christian men into quitting pornography. I have helped all of my clients, all of them successful. If you would like to be part of my program and be porn free for the rest of your life, then book a call down in the description and I can for sure help you with your goals. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Resist those urges and keep being strong.